Hi everyone, my name is Robin Giesler. I'm the head instructor at the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Columbus, Ohio. And I want to talk to you today about a common question I get, not so much from my students, but from other people, friends that aren't involved in Jiu-Jitsu, or parents, asking about my thoughts on weapons and what they should carry. I have to tread softly on the subject, but here's my take on the thing. When you're talking about weapons for self-defense, one in particular comes up a lot: pepper spray. Some people say, well, I got my daughter, she's going to college, I got her some pepper spray for her to carry around on her keychain or whatever. You can buy them at Speedway, I think. Although it may not be a bad thing to have, my particular opinion on things like pepper spray is that just like any other weapon, if you bring it into the fight, it doesn't always have to be used in your favor. And is it readily available? Do you have it in your hands if the attack comes as a surprise? Whatever weapon that you decide you need for personal safety, my suggestion is that you train with it. Even if it's something like pepper spray. If you're in a windy area, if you may even be spraying it in the right direction, if you're lucky enough to get it out in time to utilize it, will it not spray back into your face? Can your attacker use that weapon against you? So if you're talking about something like a knife, it's not always that easy to incapacitate somebody with a knife unless you're properly trained with it. So I would say that whatever weapon you decide to carry, even especially a firearm, if you go and do the concealed carry license thing, at least in the state of Ohio, I think it's maybe 12 hours of classwork time, and I think the minimum is 2 hours of range time. That's not a lot. And when you're talking about close quarters combat, if you're not prepared, if you don't know what to do if somebody grabs that weapon, if you're not even trained well enough to fire it properly, it can be a liability. You're bringing the weapon into the fight. If somebody takes your gun away from you, you get some serious problems. Same with a knife. For personal safety, what I would suggest for people who don't really train in martial arts, or they don't train with whatever specific weapon that they're carrying, one thing that you can do that I suggest to a lot of people is to carry one of these. And this is a flashlight, a very high-powered flashlight. And it can be used as a deterrent in a lot of ways, and just being handy. I carry this one during the winter, I have it in my left coat pocket, so it's always there. So I can reach in, boom, pull it up. This particular one is a Surefire 6P. I'm a big fan of it. It's really well constructed. It's not a cheap flashlight. I'm sure they've had upgrades since then. This is probably 7 or 8 years old, and they've improved flashlight technology quite a bit, especially when you're talking about LEDs. Now, this particular one, I have a drop-in, an aftermarket drop-in made by a company called Malkoff Designs. They're an American company. I'm not sure exactly where they're based out of, but they make really, really awesome drop-ins for Surefire. They make their own flashlights as well, and they make drop-ins for mag lights. Mag lights, I think some of the bigger ones that are manufactured. But this particular one, I think it has an output rating of about 250 on the beam. Even during the day, this can blind somebody. You pull this up, boom, and that's a pretty blinding ray of light there. When you're choosing a flashlight, there's a lot out there. Pick something that you're actually going to carry. There's plenty of small handheld flashlights just like this, or even smaller than this, that have outputs of 200 lumens and above. And that's what I would suggest, plus 200 lumens. And make sure you have a very, very high quality one that's going to work when you need it. This one is the one that I suggest, or something like this. Quite a few of them are built like this, where you have the thumb press, where all you have to do is pull it out and it activates it. That's a great feature because it's easy and quick to deploy. So that's my suggestion. Take it for what it's worth. I always carry this with me. Have I ever had to light somebody up with it? No, not really. But it's there if I need it, and you know, there's been times where I've got a flat tire at nighttime. This has come in extremely handy, very, very valuable. Whatever it is that you decide to carry for your own personal protection, train with it. Find a qualified instructor and do the right thing. If you're going to carry a weapon, make sure that you're responsible with it. So my ultimate suggestion, obviously, learn Jiu-Jitsu. So nobody can take your Jiu-Jitsu away from you. They can't strip that weapon from you. It's knowledge that you have inside you. It's always going to be with you, and it helps develop the mindset of being much more aware of your surroundings, and knowing what to do, and not panicking in the moment when you're going to need to defend yourself. But I do think, just as a general rule, this is a nice little tool. I walk around. I grew up carrying a pocket knife. My dad always carried a pocket knife. I carry a pocket knife. Would I use that in a fight? Most likely not. It's more of a utility tool for me. I just need to open a box, or cut open a gift or something. It's a handy tool. I've just always carried it. It's just sort of, I grew up in the country. It's what we did. But it was never in the mindset that I'm going, oh man, I'm getting in a fight. I'm going to pull this out and cut the guy. Although you're definitely able to do that. But even at that, if a fight happens, would I be able to employ that weapon, or deploy that weapon rather? And am I properly trained enough to utilize it properly? And that's the thing that's very, very important for you to understand. If you're going to carry a knife for self-defense, train how to use a knife for self-defense. If you're going to carry a gun for self-defense, train how to use a gun for self-defense, and train with a qualified instructor. So there it is.